rifle. Roll. Sabers. Reason. Sabers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 9th Virginia Company D for your pleasure today.
Carry. Sabers. Return. Sabers. 5 file to the left. March.
Naturally, the component that the cavalry has and the infantry doesn't is the horses, which means that they had to train every day for long hours and take care of these animals and move the young lady and troops away from them. And what they'll be demonstrating are the various formations they would have to practice. Now, this first formation that you see is a column, which is the traveling formation. Typically, you had a regiment, the column of 4 would be what you would see. What they just did was called a file, where it's nose to tip, and that's not really something horses are comfortable doing. In fact, if I was an enemy, I'd love to find them in single file moving through rocky or wooded terrain, because I could flank them and create some very serious trouble for them. As you see, they've now also moved into what's called a column of 2, and they had to do it very rapidly, which is what practice is so important. The horses are very close together, the men's feet and sabers and carbines are banging together. None of that natural for horses, they don't like to do it.
Forward.
They just do an oblique, which is a way of turning slightly to avoid obstacles if
Turn.
need be. And there were stories of horses being so well trained that they would respond to bugle calls even if their rider had been shot off the battle, so they would return to formation.
Forward.
Now, at one point in the war, in 1863, 9th Virginia was actually the largest regiment at 984 men. After Gettysburg, there was 80 men left. And then, it came back up to about 600 men. So some people have asked us, how long do the horses actually last as troopers' horses? For the Union, about 6 months to 12 months was normal. For the Confederates, far less, and you have to consider they're using their own animals for a large majority of it. And if they lost their horse, they had 30 days to replace it, or they became infantry. So now they're moving into what's called a line. This is our fighting formation, bringing the firepower to bear. And the wheel is our hardest one, so if you give them a clap, they'll do it a few times. It's the hardest one. Barely moving, while the man on the outside sets the table like a barn door.
Forward.
Now in Gettysburg, once we had about 50 horses, it took us 10 to 15 minutes to turn the wheel, which made my speed time get longer. Now the role of the cavalry was changing at this point. They had 3 basic roles, which is scouting, screening, and skirmishing. Scouting, of course, being reconnaissance, screening, attempting to prevent the other side from finding out where your lines are, and then skirmishing, engaging in holding or delaying action so that your forces can be brought up or retire. And what makes the cavalry particularly useful is it can also fight both in the saddle and dismounted, so it's a light mobile infantry unit.
As skirmishers, to the left and the right, march!
Now typically your cavalry trooper is going to be one of the best armed men on the field. You know, they would use the breech-loading carbines if possible, and they also had the Colt and Remington 44 and 36 caliber pistols.
Pistol!
Now typically we would fire from the horse, but there are rules here at Yorktown that don't allow us to do that. Now how many people have seen in movies where guys shoot between their horses' ears? Yeah. That's the dumbest thing you could do on a horse. So if you were to fire, what they would do is turn the horse to the side, put your arms straight out, and then let the wrist take the action. Fire, turn the horse around again, fire again.
Volley fire, and then 3 at, or whatever you want. At will. 45
is the point in which I tell my infamously bad joke, and because you are gentlemen and ladies, you'll indulge me and laugh. So people ask us, what is that white powder coming out the end? Because obviously we're not using live fire. Well, we have a little bit of gunpowder and some cream of wheat. And so I like to say that makes us serial killers. You're so kind. Now, of course, the horses would be much further back, but this was one reason we would need to practice. So when they do decide to retire, they would do it in rolling sections, one line providing cover while the other moves back. I can't compete with it.
Turn the horses! Horses up!
And again, at this moment, they would be very vulnerable. If you're an enemy trying to find a cavalry pre-mounting, it would have to be something you could do very quickly with much practice. So as I'm doing that, I'll give you a little cavalry trivia that you can whip out at your next Christmas party. In 1841, Joel Poinsett, the Secretary of War, approved the first official manual of cavalry tactics. It's known as cavalry tactics, suitably enough. However, they refer to it as Poinsett's tactics. If Poinsett sounds familiar, he was also an amateur botanist who went to Mexico, brought back a red flower that we associate with Christmas, which is known as? Right, so there you go, Christmas party, people. Did you know? Cavalry. So the last formation you're going to demonstrate for us is, of course, what the cavalry is known for, the charge, right? Which again is a line formation where they'll bring the firepower to bear. And remember, the horses are also a weapon. That's 1,000-pound animal coming towards you. And you'll notice when they do it, they'll have their sabers up, tip down, curve up, and that's called incurse point. Where's my mom? I used her earlier. Come here.
Reason! Sim! Return! Sabers! That was carry sabers. Return! Sabers. That's that one. Left into a single rag. March! Advance the skirmishers to the left and the right. Meet the crow! Yeah.